So before the Dhamma talk, let's relax for a while. Meditate. Adjust your posture. Closing your eyes. Observe your body from top to bottom. You can rest your hands either in your lap or on your knees or as you feel comfortable. Once you rest your hands, let them rest well. Now observe your body from top to bottom. Understand this figure. Understand how you are sitting. And relax your body. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest. Relax your stomach. Now give attention to your back, all over the back. Observe all over the back and relax the muscles. Calm your body. Relax your body. Breathing in and out naturally. Observe your breath. Observe your breath for a while. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Idha bhikkhave rañño nāgo sotāca hoti hantāca khantāca hantāca khantāca hoti gantāca hoti. Hantāca, sotāca, hantāca, rakkitāca, gantāca hoti. This is one of the utterances of the Buddha, referring to the elephant. Friends, this is our last talk. Today, for this Dhamma talk, our topic is how to practice like an elephant. Buddha taught the Dhamma for 45 years. Having attained enlightenment, he taught the Dhamma to attain enlightenment. He became a tamed one and taught us the way to be tamed. He came to the state of peace and taught us the way to come to the state of peace. He crossed the sansaric flood and taught us the way to cross the sansaric flood. He extinguished all fire of defilement and taught us the way to extinguish fire of defilements. Buddho so bhagava bodhaya dhamman deseti. Danto so bhagava dhamataya dhamman deseti. Santo so bhagava samataya dhamman deseti. Tinno so bhagava taranaya dhamman deseti. Parinibbuto so bhagava parinibbanaya dhamman deseti. This is how the monks, nuns, the enlightened ones, even the enlightened ones, they all respect the Buddha. The Buddha has used many different similes to teach the Dhamma. Animate and inanimate things in the world. He has used different things in society. He has taught Dhamma, given similes of serpents, naga, the elephants, then dog, bulls, horses, like that, and trees, rivers, rocks, huge mountains, all these things. Whatever he sees, he takes this as similes and taught the Dhamma. whenever he used the clouds, the sun and the moon, all these things, to teach his Dhamma. Today we want to understand how he used the simile of the elephant to teach the Dhamma. Buddha, throughout his teaching, we can understand many occasions different elephants have helped him and sometimes have come to kill him. You know the famous story of Nalagiri. The Nalagiri was given, I guess, 16 pots of toddy, as he was an intoxicated elephant. He was sent to kill the Buddha by the king Ajatasattu with the instruction of Devadatta. So this intoxicated elephant came to kill the Buddha, but finally when he reached the Buddha, he just saluted the Buddha just like a puppy. Another time, while the Buddha was living in a forest named 𝑝𝑟𝑒𝑙𝑒𝑐𝐿𝑒𝑖𝑎, spending his 3 months retreat, an elephant named 𝑝𝑟𝑒𝑙𝑒𝑖𝑐𝐿𝑒𝑖𝑎 helped him throughout the 3 months retreat. He provided everything. He helped him as an attendant, 𝑝𝑟𝑒𝑙𝑒𝑖𝑐𝐿𝑒𝑖𝑎 the elephant. Like this. One day, the King Bimbisara came to know that his old retired elephant has stuck in a bog of mud. People inform him. Then the people cannot take him out. Then they inform the king. The king said, then better you go there with drums and some bugles and go there and play this to make the conscious of a battlefield. Then the elephant himself will come out from the bog of mud. Then the people went there and they started to beat different drums like kettle drums. Then the elephant got himself energy and he himself came out of the bog of mud. Where the Buddha said, taking this simile, the Buddha said, Appamāda rata hota sachitta manurakkata dugga uddara tattānaṁ paṅke sattova kunjaru. Appamāda rata hota, be heedful, mindful. Appamāda rata hota sachitta manurakkata, protect your own mind. Dugga uddara tattānaṁ paṅke sattova kunjaru, just like the elephant stuck in the mud came out of the boat, he himself. Like that, we all have to practice and we all have to depend on ourselves. That is the lesson given by the Buddha. You know, Buddha's son in his lay life, Prince Siddhartha's son, Rahula. Rahula was ordained at the age of 7. He used to tell lies early days, just like other kids. When they are very young, they use false speech, tell lies. So this person, Rahula himself, did this. One day the Buddha visited his kuti. When the Buddha went there, according to the tradition, there was a basin full of water for Buddha to wash his feet. He used this basin full of water and left there a little bit water and then called Rahula. Rahula, see, this basin, water is very little. Just like that, the person who deliberately tells lies, his sila is like this. His holy life is like this, little. Then Rahula got this idea. And again, Buddha threw the water away and said, Rahula, see, it's thrown away, the water is thrown away. Just like that, Rahula, the person who deliberately tells lies, his sila is like something thrown away. His holy life is like something thrown away. Then he put the basin upside down. And again said, Rahula, you see the basin is upside down now. The person who deliberately tells lies, his holy life is something upside down. His sila is upside down. Where the Buddha further said, referring to an elephant, Buddha said, Rahula, elephant, when it goes to the battlefield, he starts to fight through his front feet, back feet, and then his ears, trunk, using the trunk, but still it keeps the trunks, something hidden in the trunk. That is the most important part. That is the life of the elephant. So he keeps it hidden, the end of the trunk. So he fights in the battlefield. So as long as it is hidden, the trainer, the rider or the trainer of the elephant knows that still the elephant has not given up his whole life. He still has hope to live. Rahula, once the elephant start to fight with its trunk open, fully open trunk, then that means elephant has given up the hope of life. Just like that, Rahula, the one who deliberately lies, he can. There is nothing that he can't do. He can do anything wrong. Just like the elephant start to fight, he can fight and destroy anything. Just like the elephant can do anything, the person who tells lies can do anything wrong. In such a way, the Buddha used the simile of the elephant. Not only that, Buddha once, Venerable Sariputta himself used the simile, that is the simile of the footprints of the elephant. Greater discourse on the simile of the footprints of the elephant, where Venerable Sariputta said, footprints of all beings on earth can be condensed, inserted in the elephant's footprint. Just like that, all wholesome things, wholesome Dhamma can be inserted, can be condensed into the Four Noble Truths. You see the simile? How beautiful this simile is. Once the Buddha gave a discourse named shorter discourse on the simile of the elephant footprints. Chula Hatti Padopama Sutta, where the Buddha taught us how to understand Buddhism, how to practice Buddhism. According to that sutta, that discourse, a person came to the Buddha and said that he understood the footprints according to the trainer, elephant trainer. But the Buddha said, the way that you are looking at is not perfect. The Buddha taught us to understand, in order to understand the real elephant, we have to follow the footprints and go further and further to understand it. Buddha said, suppose an elephant trainer is going to capture an elephant. Whenever he goes to the woods, he sees the footprint of an elephant. Having seen a large footprints, he might think that it is the bull elephant. Now he wants to capture a bull elephant. He might think that it is the bull elephant, and he then wants to go and capture it. But the Buddha said, no, it is not the bull elephant, because in the woods, in the forest, there are some elephants, she elephants. They are not that tall. They are short elephants, though she elephants, not bull elephant. Not he, but she. You have to go further, the Buddha said. When you go further, you can see that some broken branches stop, and the path is widened. When you see this, again, do not come to the conclusion. This is the way to investigate. This is the way to explore the Dhamma. To understand the Dhamma, we have to investigate by ourselves. We have to read the Dhamma, understand the Dhamma clearly, and go further and further until we come to the real teachings of the Buddha, to realize the real teachings of the Buddha. We should not come to hasty conclusions. Go further and further, the Buddha said. When you go to the end, you can see that elephant, the bull elephant, is there. You can see the elephant. Sometimes he is sleeping against an anthill, or keeping its trunk to the tree. He is sleeping. You can see that. Once you see, only then you can come to the conclusion that it is the real bull elephant. Otherwise, do not come to conclusion. Go further and further. That is the Buddha's teaching. Friends, in this manner, Buddha has used this simile of the trunk, simile of the elephant. Now, according to the sutta, what I recited at the beginning, Buddha taught us 5 different qualities of the elephant, of the king. if the elephant of the king has these 5 qualities, the elephant become a real asset of the king, property of the king, a factor of the kingship. What are the qualities to be understood? Elephant of the king should have 5 qualities. Of them, the first one is elephant should listen properly, attentively. That is the first thing. Listening. Sota chahoti. Sota means listening. Listening to whom? Listening to the trainer, rider. As the elephant is going to the field, battlefield, he should first listen to the trainer. That is important. And secondly, the elephant should destroy whatever confronted. He should destroy. As he is going to the battlefield, he should destroy everything, whatever. Like other elephants, their riders, horses, the cavalry, the infantry, all these are to be destroyed by that elephant. Secondly. The third, the elephant should protect himself and protect others. He has to protect his own limbs, his eyes, ears, trunk, like that. He should protect himself. Then he can protect others as well. Then the elephant should endure whatever the like arrows, swords. Some people use arrows and sword and other things to hurt. Then he should bear this. He should endure this. And finally, he should go forward. Wherever he is driven, he should go, whether he has gone earlier or not. So these are the 5 qualities of the elephant. First one is listener. He should be a good listener. Secondly, the destroyer. Third, protector. Fourth, he should endure. Fifth, he should go forward. These are the qualities of the elephant. Now, in another discourse, the Buddha said, elephant of the king should have some other qualities. Elephant should patiently endure form, then patiently endure feelings, form and sounds, then smell, then taste and tangible, these things. How should the elephant patiently endure this? Whenever he goes to the battlefield, the elephant, whenever he sees the other elephant, other horses, or any other things like people, he should be ready to endure this. Having seen this, if the elephant going back, he is not ready to fight, then he is not suitable for the king. Having listened to the sounds, different sounds of drum drums, different drums, or the people, or the sounds of other animals, like that. If the elephant get fear and going back, he is not the good one. Smell, there are different smell in the battlefield. Smell of the urine of other animals or species, and some other things like smoke, different kinds of smoke. Having smelled this, if the elephant is not going forward, he is not a good elephant to the king. Taste, when the elephant is going to the battlefield, he does not get enough, sometimes he does not get enough food, drinks. He should endure this. And the tangible means, as I said earlier, people shoot with arrows. They use sword or axe like that. Elephant should bear this. Now, this is how the elephant should do. Now, when we practice as the sons and daughters of the Buddha, when we practice, as the Buddha said in the discourses, when we practice, we all have to have these qualities. That is the simile. Now, as the elephant should endure the forms, whatever forms we see, wherever we are going, we see different forms. To our eyes, we see forms. Whenever we see forms, we have to tame ourselves. We have to understand the nature of the forms. We should not cling to those forms. That is our practice. We should not attach to forms. Attachment and repulsion both are wrong. We have to understand things, understand forms as forms, and we should calm down ourselves. Instead agitating, we should calm down ourselves as practitioners. Whenever we hear something, hear some music or anything tantalizing, we should calm down ourselves. When we smell, we have to calm down ourselves. Then taste, when we got something to eat, we have to understand this. We should not be greedy. Greedily we attach to things. It is because of our craving. We try to attach things. But the Buddha's teaching here, this simile given to us here is just like the elephant goes to the battlefield, we have to practice. When we practice, when we have tangible things, what are the tangible things? Tangible things to be endured, like different kinds of beings sting us, like say mosquitoes, flies, or snakes. Even some people shoot us with sharp word. Such things to be endured. Some people don't like that we are practicing. Then the people use harsh speech, harsh language, bad language. Then we have to endure this. That is how we endure. So the Buddha said, when we practice, the 5 qualities, as I said earlier, the 5 qualities should be developed. What are the 5 qualities? Listener. We should be good listeners. Secondly, the destroyers. We should be destroyers. Third, protectors. Fourth, we should endure. And fifth, we should go forward. Now let's see this. Listeners. As the sons and daughters of the Buddha, we should listen to the Buddha. Since the Buddha is no more, we should listen to the teachers, friends, good friends called Kalyana Mittas, who share the Dhamma with us. Wherever the teachers teach the real Dhamma of the Buddha. I emphasize the word real Dhamma of the Buddha, not the later works. Real teachings of the Buddha, what the Buddha really said. We have to, as wise people, as intelligent people, we have to read, we have to understand the real teachings of the Buddha. Yesterday I gave the simile that Buddhism is a river. That is the simile. Buddhism is a river. If you want to get the pure water of the river, you should not go to the mouth of the river, not the outfall of the river. There you can't find pure water. If you want to get the pure water of the river, you should go to the spring. Like that, Buddhism, to understand Buddhism, understand what the Buddha really said, we should go to the original teachings of the Buddha, not the later works. Through later works you don't get this. Real Dhamma should be studied, for which we have to listen to the Dhamma, those who give us, those who teach us the real Dhamma. That is how we have to practice. Just like the elephant listened to the trainer, we have to listen to the Dhamma attentively, giving full attention, with clear understanding. We have to understand the Dhamma properly so that we can practice the Dhamma, put the Dhamma into practice in our daily life. That is the first factor. The second factor is destroy. We have to destroy. Just like the elephant goes to the battlefield, we have to destroy everything. What are the things to be destroyed? We have to destroy mainly three things. In our mind, all the time. We all have 6 senses, all 6 sense bases. In the 6 sense bases, there arise 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates are arising and perishing in the 6 sense bases. Some people mistakenly grasp and say that this is 5 aggregates. Means this body. Body is not 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates are arising and perishing in the 6 sense bases. So we have to understand that first. With that understanding, we have to understand the Dhamma. In the 5 aggregates, when they are arising and perishing, there are 3 types of discursive thoughts. These discursive thoughts are the thoughts we have left behind our mind. In other words, left behind in the volitional formation aggregates. From time to time, they come to the surface. Whenever they come to the surface, we have to understand these 3 types of discursive thoughts. What are the three? Discursive thoughts of sensuality, discursive thoughts of ill will, discursive thoughts of cruelty. These three. So whenever they arise, we have to understand and destroy. That is the things, those are the things to be destroyed by all practitioners. Vitakka, in Pali, vitakka. We have vitakka and sankappa. Vitakka means these discursive thoughts. Whenever they arise, do they arise only while we are on the cushion? No. Wherever you are, maybe you are on the bus, on the train, in the kitchen, in your house, in your office, wherever they arise, understand if it is a discursive thought of sensuality based on five senses, then understand it as a sensual thought and cut it off. Destroy it. Buddha said, do not welcome. Do not welcome. Na abhinandati. Na adhivaseti. Not na abhinandati. Na adhivaseti. Na adhivaseti. Do not accept. That is the first thing. Do not welcome. If you welcome it, then you have to treat. If you don't welcome, then you don't want to treat. It might go. Then keep it aside. Pajahati. Keep it aside. The thoughts. You know, the Buddhism is based on the mind. Based on the mind. We have to work on this. To understand the Dhamma, we have to understand our mind, our own mind. So, keep it aside. Pajahati. Vinodeti, abandon it. Bhyanti karoti, destroy it. Anabhavam gameti, do not let it come again. That is the practice. That is how to destroy it, exterminate it, totally cut it off. Sensual thoughts, discursive thought of sensuality. Then there arise discursive thoughts of ill will. Our will is ill. We have sort of grudge. We have resentment, hate. People say, I hate it. I hate it. Where you have hate. Then try to understand that hate, why you are hating. Then stop there. As it is irrelevant, stop there. Do not accept it. We don't want to tell this to anybody. We can apply. This is meditation. You can keep the eyes open. You don't want to sit cross-legged. Wherever you are, you know what is going on. With that, you understand as it is ill will, thought of ill will. Again, do the same thing. Do not accept, keep it aside, abandon, destroy, totally exterminate, vaporize. That is how to destroy. Third one, cruelty. You have cruel thought. The cruel thought is to hit the person, hurt the person, kill the person, even eventually kill the person. Those are cruelty thought. Whenever they arise, understand, do not accept. It is irrelevant. Not relevant to me. then do not accept, do not welcome, keep it aside, abandon, destroy, totally cut off, totally exterminate, vaporize it. In such a way, the practitioner should understand this and destroy. Once the Buddha said, when you practice, kumbhupamang kaya mimang viditva nagarupamang chittamidang tapetva yodeta marang panyayudena jitang cha rakhe anivesanosya. When you practice, this is the way. Said, keep your body as a fragile pot. Fragile pot. Why? If you are always moving your body this way, that way, then you are not practicing properly. Keep the body as a fragile pot. As it is fragile, if you move this way, that way, then you will lose it. It will break. Kumbhupamang kaya mimang viditva nagarupamang chittamidang tapetva. Keep the mind as a fortified city, as a very well protected city, the mind. Then yodeta marang panyayudena, with the weapon of wisdom hit the mara. What is mara? Defilement. Defilement. Greed, hatred and delusion. Hit them with the weapon of wisdom, vipassana. That is the way to practice. So, in order to understand these discursive thoughts of sensuality, discursive thoughts of ill will, discursive thoughts of cruelty, we have to have mindfulness. Without mindfulness, we cannot understand these things. We cannot then destroy. That is the second factor of the elephant and of the practitioner. Third one. He is a protector. Protector. The elephant is a protector. He protects his own ears, eyes, trunk, front feet, back feet, like that. He protects himself. We as meditators, we have to protect ourselves. As I said earlier, we have to protect our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and the mind. Then they are tamed. The Buddha, in the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, Chakkuna sangvaro sadhu. We have to restrain ourselves. Chakku. Restrain your eyes. Calm your eyes. Tame your eyes. That's the meaning. As the practitioner, we have to tame our eyes. Train our eyes. Protect our eyes. That is how we protect. Protect your ears. Protect your nose. Protect your tongue. Protect your body. And protect your mind. Chakkuna sangvaro sadhu. Sadhu sotena sangvaro. Ghanena sangvaro sadhu. Sadhu jivhaya sangvaro. Kayena sangvaro sadhu. Sadhu vachaya sangvaro. Manasa sangvaro sadhu. Sadhu sabbatta sangvaro. Training, restraining all over is good. All these are good. The one who restrained from all this, what happened? Sabba dukkha pamuchyati. Come to the end of all dukkha. Release from all dukkha. Attain supreme bliss. That is the meaning. Therefore, We have to protect ourselves. Just like the elephant protect himself, we as the practitioners have to protect ourselves. The next one is endures. The elephant is elephant endures. What? He endures the swords, arrows, and whatever, the smell and forms, everything. Just like that, we have to endure ourselves. We have to endure whatever happened to us while we are meditating. We have to think of this. Like mosquitoes, flies, hunger, thirst. We have to endure this. Cold, heat, unbearable things are to be bearable. We should bear, we should endure whatever the difficulties with the intention of practicing our meditation. Finally, the elephant is a goer. He goes forward. He destroys everything, goes forward. Just like that, Buddha said, as the practitioner, go forward. We have to go forward. Means what? We have to go to step by step, little by little. We should go forward, not backward. Our practice should go forward. Like practicing one thing, only one thing, Buddha Anussate, the recollection of the Buddha, qualities of the Buddha every day. You started several years back, still you are practicing only the recollection of the qualities of the Buddha. That is not going forward. You have to practice more. You have to practice metta, loving friendliness. It's not enough. Practice mindfulness of breathing and understand properly the Dhamma. Understand the 6 sense bases. They are concomitant factors. How these 5 aggregates arise in the 6 sense bases. Understand this. To understand this, first you have to read the Dhamma. When you read the Dhamma, please go to the original teachings. That is my instruction. If you are reading the later works, then you can talk lengthy talks, give lengthy talks. You can teach something in the name of Buddhism. You can give lectures, hours and hours lectures, because you have collected many data through the later works. But if you understand the real words of the Buddha, you can practice it in your daily life as well as your practice, meditation. You can use that Dhamma, use that real words of the Buddha. Especially, please read connected discourses of the Buddha. Then numerical discourses of the Buddha and the middle length teachings of the Buddha. I recommend you to read these three books. So when you read this, you can understand the Dhamma. Then you can go further. Day by day, you yourself can feel that you are in a sort of advanced way. You are going forward, not backward. As the Buddha said in the discourse, you can reach different places. You can reach different states, such as stream enterer. You can become a stream enterer. You can be a once returner. You can be a non-returner. You can eventually become arahant. Those are the places to reach, to go forward. Just like the elephant is driven, the wherever it is driven, wherever it is sent, he should go. When the riders ask the elephant to go this way, that way, wherever, the elephant should go forward. For us, no riders, no drivers to drive us. We are the drivers. We are our own drivers. We are our own riders. We are our own saviors. We are our own protectors. You are your master. That is the Buddha's teaching. Let's all understand this Dhamma and practice accordingly. Then we can live happily, peacefully in our daily life. And one day we can realize this Dhamma. We can eventually attain full enlightenment here in this very world. We do not want to go anywhere to attain that perfect peace, perfect happiness of Nibbana. May we all experience, realize that real peace, real happiness of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we have a couple minutes to take questions if you want, 2-3 questions.
Thank you, Bhante. So, maybe we'll try to take 2 questions. Anybody would like to ask anything?
Thanks, Bhante, for the wonderful talk. So my question is, because sometimes you talk about the 5 qualities of elephants, the second one is destroy. So sometimes when in life, how do we destroy the qualities that we don't really like? Like, for example, the cruel mind or the hatred. What would you suggest us to destroy or how?
Yeah.
Thank you.
First thing is to, as the Buddha said, first thing is to understand it. In order to understand this, you have to be mindful. Your mindfulness is important. So, for this purpose, we have to practice mindfulness of breathing. If you practice mindfulness of breathing daily, then you can develop your mindfulness. Then whenever such thoughts arise, then you can understand. Then the first thing is to understand that it is something harmful. Whenever it comes, you have to understand this is harmful to me. Then this is harmful to my mom or my dad, my relatives or my companions. It is harmful. You have to understand that it is harmful. Once it is harmful, you don't want to accept it. And not only that, you can understand this is harmful and this is it destroys my spiritual life. It is a cause for the deterioration of my wisdom. It leads me away from Nibbana, the righteous living, the liberation. Like that, you can think, you don't want to think of all these things, but you can simply understand this is not for my benefit. This is something harmful. I should let it go. Let it go is the important thing. Do not accept, but let it go. Once you let it go, you can understand that you do not grasp it. Since you do not grasp it, you can completely destroy it. First thing is to understand and do not welcome.
Okay, maybe one last question.
Thanks, Bhante. Bhante, may I ask maybe another topic? Is it okay? So maybe you want to talk about the three characteristics, dukkha, anicca, and anatta. So if we see that during our daily life or when we meditate, we understand that everything is impermanent. Life also change. When we meditate, we breathe in and out, so everything is impermanent. The quality of breathing also change, so this is impermanent. So when we understand this is impermanent, there's a dukkha, because we cannot hold on to the thing that we want. Sometimes in life, we have a good thing, but it's changing, impermanent. And it's a dukkha because we cannot hold to it. During the meditation also the same. When you breathe in and out, sometimes we have a nimitta, but the nimitta also come and goes. So this is impermanent. Then when we are realizing, when everything is impermanent, this is dukkha. And when there is impermanent, there's a non-self, because there's not something that hold on to the same thing. Is it correct understanding, Bhante?
Well, there are things to understand. These methods, this nimitta and all this stuff are not given in the original teachings. These are from Visuddhimagga. Anicca, dukkha and anatta, these three characteristics of existence are to be understood in the six sense bases, not the external things. Buddha, you don't want Buddha to teach such things. External things are changing. Now with the quantum theory, the scientists, they know better that things are ever changing. According to this new theory, quantum theory, the physics, right? They know things are ever changing. So no, Buddha is necessary to teach such things. So we all can understand these things. External world is changing. But internally, our mind, we have to understand how these five aggregates are arising and perishing. That is what is called impermanence. That is what is called impermanence. Impermanence of the aggregates. The form aggregate is arising. Now the form aggregate is arising. No sooner it arises, it perishes. That is what is called arising and perishing. That is what is called anicca. And we grasp things and leave it behind as the cause. That leaving behind is the cause is grasping. We grasp things. And if we do not leave behind, then no grasping. So, nicca is what you leave behind. Anicca is that you do not leave behind. If you do not leave behind, there is happiness, not dukkha. If you grasp it, it is dukkha. If you grasp the five aggregates, the Buddha said, five aggregates, grasping, clinging is dukkha. If you do not grasp five aggregates, no dukkha. Like that we have to understand a bit differently. It's quite okay. You understand it is good, but there are something to be adjusted. We should follow the original teachings of the Buddha, not the later works, like Visuddhimagga. Or Abhidhamma, I should say this. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, so Bhante, I think after this we'll like to ask Bhante to lead us in the sharing of merits and as well as the blessings. But before that, to express our gratitude because Bhante has been here since Thursday until today. So hopefully after all the Dhamma that Bhante has shared, we can be like the elephant. We can listen, we can destroy, protect, endure, and move forward with the Dhamma. So we'd like to invite Brother Hammond, as well as later the representative from 𝐿𝑒𝑐𝐿 to offer a token of gratitude to Bhante.
Thank you. Sukhi hoto, sukhi hoto. Oh, thank you very much, Samantha. Samantha, right? Yeah.
Sadhu,
Thank you.
sadhu,
Sukhi
sadhu.
hoto.